There's an amusing story that happened in the family of cat White Paws. As you probably remember, Dad has forbidden the cat to go to the doghouse. The next day, when Dad came back home from his work, thunderstorm began. Not a single time in his life Erwin had seen such a thunderstorm, and the cat hadn't seen such a thunderstorm either. That is why they were sitting together on the windowsill and looking at lightning until Mom called them to have supper. When everybody had supper and they came to the living room to watch TV, light went out suddenly. Erwin was very curious to find out where thunderstorm came from, and he began to ask Father about it. That explained everything. And Alex didn't ask anything. He already knew all that himself. Perhaps he had read about it in his computer. Nevertheless, he didn't go to his room, for in the evening the family got accustomed to spend time together. When Dad finished his story about thunderstorm, Erwin asked him to tell something else. And Dad did tell. At first he spoke about helicopters, which he liked very much. Then he spoke about islands in the ocean. Erwin didn't remember what Dad was talking about further, because he fell asleep, and Dad carried him to the children's room. Mom also went to bed. Alex decided to wait a little bit. He thought that there would be light, but there was no light in the house. Light was only in the sky. It was from lightnings. He could hear sound of rain and roar of thunder. Alex liked sound of rain. Actually, he hadn't listened to it for a long time. He hadn't listened to it since the family had bought a computer. That is why now he was listening to that sound with pleasure. Suddenly it seemed to him that the sound was not only behind the window. The sound was in the room too, though not so loud. To be more exact, it wasn't a sound, it was a small noise. Alex was surprised. He was alone in the room and he didn't make any noise. It meant somebody else did. The rustle came from the bookshelves. Then a sound was heard as if someone very small jumped on the floor. It's a mouse, thought Alex. Now he couldn't leave the room because he was afraid of mice very much. Alex was afraid to step on the mouse accidentally. He sat on the sofa and suddenly he felt that someone ran on his legs. Alex wanted to shout and call Mom, but he was afraid to wake up Erwin, and that is why he put his legs quickly on the sofa. For sure it's a mouse, thought Alex, and where does the cat look at? And he covered himself completely with a plate, the one left by Erwin on the sofa. And he listened for a long time how the mouse was running in the room, how it jumped and rustled pages of books. He even stopped listening to the sound of rain, for he couldn't listen to sounds at once. Eventually, when the sound of the mouse grew a little quieter, Alex fell asleep.